Hi and welcome to T10 Info TVSK channel. My name is Syed. Here I am with the latest news for 4th September 2023. KS Relief signs $5 million deal to provide clean drinking water in Somalia. The King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center on Sunday signed a $5 million agreement with a Somali civil society organization to supply clean drinking water to drought-affected communities, the Saudi presidency reported. Saudi Royal Reserve joined Abu Dhabi hunting exhibition. Imam Turki bin Abdullah Royal Nature Reserve Development Authority representing the kingdom launched its exhibition both of the Abu Dhabi International Hunting and Equestrian Exhibition on Sunday. Organized by the Emirates Falconer Club under the title Sustainability and Heritage, a Reborn Aspiration, the event will run at the Abu Dhabi National Exhibition Center until September 8. United Arab Emirates and Brazil launch economic partnership. The UAE and Brazil have launched a partnership to exchange knowledge and expertise in economic field as part of a government experience exchange program, Emirates News Agency reported on Sunday. The new partnership was announced during a visit by a Brazilian official delegation headed by Alexandre Cordeiro, President of the Administrative Council for Economic Defense to the UAE. Turkey welcomes returns of diplomatic relation between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Turkey welcomes the return of diplomatic relation between Saudi Arabia and Iran, Tehran's foreign minister said on Sunday. Saudi Arabia and Iran agreed in March to re-establish diplomatic relations and reopen their embassies following years of tensions between the two countries. During a press conference with his Turkish counterpart in Tehran, Hussein Amir Abdullahian said Iran is working on holding a triple economic meeting with Saudi Arabia and Turkey. Israeli Foreign Minister to visit Bahrain to inaugurate embassy. Israeli Foreign Minister Eli Cohen is scheduled to visit Bahrain on Sunday to inaugurate embassy in Manama, Al Arabiya TV reported. Indian PM Modi urges UN to rethink priorities for the 21st century. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi called on the United Nations to reform in line with 21st century realities to ensure the representation of voice that matters, according to an interview published on Sunday. Amid 20th century approach cannot serve the world in the 21st century, Modi, who will host a summit of the group of 20 big economics from next weekend, told the press trust of India News Agency. Modi, leader of the world's most populous country and aspirant to become a permanent member of the UN Security Council, is seeking to boost India's status and promote its causes, such as relief for unsustainable debt, using the global pulpit of the G20 summit starting on September 9. He reiterated his support in the interview for the African Union to become a full member of the G20. Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu demands Eritrean migrants in violent Tel Aviv class to be deported immediately. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Sunday he wants Eritrean migrants involved in a violent clash in Tel Aviv to be deported immediately and has ordered a plan to remove all the country's African migrants. The remarks came a day after bloody protests by rival group of Eritreans in South Tel Aviv left dozens of people injured. Eritrean supporters and opponents of Eritrean government faced off with construction lumbers, pieces of metal and rocks smashing shop window and police cars. The violence on Saturday returned to the fore the issue of migrants, which has long divided Israel. Its resurgence comes as Israel is turned over Netanyahu's judicial overhaul plan, and supporters cite the migrant issue as a reason why the court should be reined in, saying they have stood in the way of pushing the migrants out. Airstrike in Khartoum kills 20 civilians. Residents of the Khartoum awake Sunday to artillery and rocket fire hours after an airstrike in the city south killed at least 20 civilians, including 2 children, according to Sudanese activists. The death toll from the aerial bombardment in south of Khartoum has risen to 20 civilian facilities, according to a statement by the Neighborhood Residents Committee. They are among many volunteer groups that used to organize pro-democracy demonstration and now provide assistance to families in the crossfire between the army and the paramilitary fighters. Number of migrants arriving UK in boat crossing hit New Delhi record in 2023. The number of migrants arriving in the UK in small boats hit a record for a single day on Saturday, the Independent reported. According to the most recent government data, around 872 people crossed the English Channel on 15 small vessels, an average of around 58 people per boat. Pakistan lawyers to observe strike in Peshawar tomorrow. The lawyers staged a protest demonstration here on Sunday against exorbitant electricity and gas bill and escalating prices of essential commodities, including petroleum products, and announced that they would observe a strike on the issue on Monday. The Peshawar Bar Association held a general body meeting with its president Ishfaq Ahmed Khalil in the chair. The participants included members of the association, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Bar Council and Peshawar High Court Bar Association. Singapore former Deputy Prime Minister elected President. Singapore's former Deputy Prime Minister Tharman Shanmugaratnam was elected President, earning a landslide victory in the city-state's first contested vote for the largely ceremonial position in more than a decade. Singaporeans headed to the polls that were closely watched as an indication of support for the ruling party after a rare spate of scandals, but the long-time stalwart of the party won more than two-thirds of the vote over two rivals. Saudi Minister of Industry and Mineral Resources concluded his official visit to Turkey. Minister of Industry and Mineral Resources Bandar Al Khurayf has concluded his official visit to Turkey, which aimed to enhance the joint work between the two countries in the mining and industrial sector. Al Khurayf visit also aimed to increasing the exchange of trade and non-oil export, in addition to discussing the qualitative investment opportunities and attracting them in the mining and industrial sector. The ministry has met during his visit to Ankara with Turkey Minister of Industry and Technology Mehmet Fateh, discussed enhancing the industrial cooperation between the two countries. Former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson dies at 75. Former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson, a long-time fixture of Democratic politics with turn as Energy Secretary and United Nations Ambassador under the Clinton administration, died on Friday, the Richardson Center for Global Engagement said in a statement. Australia launches mission to rescue Antarctic researchers. Australia has launched an urgent operation to rescue researchers with a developing medical condition from a remote Cassia outpost in Antarctica. The icebreaker RS Novena left from Tasmania last week, the Australian Antarctica program said. It is travelling thousands of miles to reach the station after an air rescue was ruled out due to harsh condition. The AAP said the researcher, an Australian, needs specialist treatment but did not name the condition. The program added that it had taken weeks to prepare the Novena for the mission, including equipping it with helicopters. Iraqi Prime Minister set cornerstone for joint railway project with Iran. Prime Minister Mohammad Al-Sudani attended a ceremony on Saturday near the Shamalek border crossing with Iran, setting the cornerstone for a railway project linking the two countries. A statement by the Prime Minister office said that Al-Sudani stressed the importance of the project, which would enable people to travel from Iran and Central Asian country to Iraq and vice versa. He noted that the project agreed upon the both parties in 2021 would develop Iraq infrastructure, revealing that his government would finalize the final details of project and would be added to the agenda of the Ministry of Planning. Protests in Pakistan, Gilgit-Baltistan travel warning for US and British citizens. In the northern region of Pakistan, Gilgit-Baltistan, large-scale protests have been taking place for the past few days. Following these protests, the UK government has instructed its citizens to avoid unnecessary travel to Gilgit-Baltistan. In the advisory, it has taken hours not to travel to some district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. Apart from this, the US Embassy in Pakistan has also warned its citizens against the ongoing protests in Sakardo and Diamar. The US Embassy has said in its statement was peaceful protests are likely to turn violent at any time, so be careful going near gathering and crowds and keep an eye on local media reports. Indian Congress to hold yatras at district level to commemorate 1 year of Bharat Jodo Yatra on September 7. To mark the first anniversary of the Kanyakumari to Kashmir Bharat Jodo Yatra on September 7, all district units of the Congress party will hold Padyatra in their respective areas. A circular from the party General Secretary K.C. Venugopal to all party unit to commemorate the first anniversary of the historic Bharat Jodo Yatra on the remarkable day of the 7th September 2023 as per direction of the Honorable Congress President Shri Mallikarjuna Kharge ji. The party has decided to organize Bharat Jodo Yatra from 5 pm to 6 pm at all districts. Campaigning ends for by-election to 7 assembly constituencies. Campaigning came to an end on Sunday for the bypoll to be held on September 5 in 7 assembly constituencies spread over 6 states. Bypoll would be held in assembly constituency of Dhupguri in West Bengal, Bageshwar in Uttarakhand, Putupalli in Kerala, Ghosi in UP, Dhanpur and Boxanagar in Tripura and Dumri in Jharkhand. Counting of votes will take place on September 8. Mallikarjuna Kharge calls meeting of India bloc floor leaders on September 5 ahead of Parliament special section. Ahead of the special section of Parliament, floor leaders of the Indian National Development and Inclusive Alliance bloc will meet on September 5 at Congress President and Leader of Opposition Rajya Sabha Mallikarjuna Kharge official residence at Rajaji Marg. Source said on September 3 that the meeting has been convened by Mr. Kharge. The opposition parties will decide the strategy for the special section of Parliament that is to be held between September 18 and 22. Sonia Gandhi hospitalized, condition stable. Congress Parliamentary Party Chairperson Sonia Gandhi was admitted to Sir Ganga Ram Hospital here on Saturday evening after having fever-like symptoms. Thailand's king approved a new cabinet more than 3 months after the election. Thailand's king has formally endorsed members of a new cabinet, paving the way of a government headed by Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin to take office of more than 3 months after the general election. Mr. Srettha, representing the Pheu Thai party, was named Prime Minister by Parliament on August 22. A prominent real estate developer until official entering politics last year, he will also hold the finance minister's post. HRCP calls for immediate end to uncertainty surrounding elections, urged ECP to announce poll date in Pakistan. The HRCP said in a statement that its member had expressed immense concern on the matter during a meeting today. The HRCP insists that the ECP announce an election schedule promptly such that polls are held as close as possible to the stipulated 90-day period, the human rights organization said. The HRCP statement comes against the backdrop of the electoral watchdog ruling out election this year, while the 90-day limit for holding polls, mandated under Article 224 of the Constitution, end on November 9. Swedish police arrest 2 as riot break out at protest involving Holy Quran desecration. Swedish police on Sunday arrested 2 people and detained around 10 people after a violent riot broke out at protest involving the burning of the Holy Quran. Police said the protest was organized by Iraqi refugee Salwan Momika, whose protest, which has included public desecration of the holy book, have sparked outrage across the Middle East. Sunday's protest was held in a square in the southern city of Malmo, which has a large immigrant population, and according to public broadcaster the SVT, around 200 people had showed up to watch. That's all in today's headlines. Keep watching T10 Info TV SK channel by subscribing and do hit the bell icon to receive notification and more updates.